consider the following class. So we have a mystery class here, which has three methods: mystery, mystery, and mystery. Okay, so these three methods all have the same name. So this means that they are overloaded. However, notice that version 1 of mystery takes in an int. Then the second mystery takes in an int and a double, so it takes in two inputs. And then the third mystery takes in also two inputs, but the first one is a string and the second one is a double. So the parameter name here doesn't really matter. What matters is the data type, because when you call it, Java knows which one to use based on the data type. For example, if I call mystery one, is going to use the first one because that's the only one that takes in one int. But if I call mystery hello 5.8, then it's going to use the third one because that's the one that has a string and a double. So Java knows which one to use based on the order of the data types and what the data type is.
So you can add, for example, a method with the same data that is going to be taking in. Because if I add this as a version 4, right? So for example, as it was before, it had no issue. No matter if I called mystery, passing in the 5, for example, it knew to use version 1 because this version 1 was the only one that had one input that was an int. Version 2, even though it has an int, it also has a double. So it has two inputs. And version 3, even though it has two inputs, it has different data type. So if I call a mystery with two inputs, but the first one is an int and the second one is a double, it knows to use version 2 because of how many data is taken in and the data type. If I was to then add version 4 to this, I would get an issue. Because if I'm adding this one is also an int, just one. So if I call mystery 5, how would the computer know? Should it use version 1 or should it use version 4? It's confusing, right? Which one should it use? So this is why this would not be acceptable to actually add. The compiler will not let you, the computer will not let you, and it will error because it doesn't make sense. You can't add a method that has the same name with the same number of data type and the same input exactly. So that one is a problem. Now, if we look at the second one, this one is fine because even though it's two inputs and we already have two other methods that have two inputs, the data type is completely different. The data type on this one is first a string and then an int. Whereas on this one is first a string and then a double. So as long as it varies by number of input or the data type or the order that it shows up, then it's fine. What you can't have is a method with the same number of inputs, two inputs, and the same data type, int double, in the same order, int double. So this last one will also cause a problem because we have a mystery with two inputs where the first input is an int and the second input is a double. So the only one that would compile without error is the second one.